MP. Six to shoot. Yes!
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, I was able to catch the message that Jason Kidd was giving to his team. Coach was blunt with his assistant. He said to throw out everything that happened until now. It is a brand new game, and it's only a few minutes. Leave it out on the floor. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thanks. Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here. If you're looking for ways to help your team, that's last on the list.
Hey, that's crazy there. I mean, insanity. At least wait until you get across half court. My goodness.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a three-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. Tough break there. And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Given the situation here, what sort of strategy needs to be top of mind?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick two and then foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
And this is the absolute wrong time to stop communicating. They have to get in sync.
And the Thunder in possession here. And they're going to prolong the game with an intentional foul.
They're just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
That could have been the end of it. Instead, he hands them a lifeline.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take two from the free throw line.
Right there, Irving does a nice job of anticipating the contact, so he braces himself for it and then works through it.
Both free throws good from Irving.
In a close contest, you have to put the ball in the hands of someone who will find a way to put up points.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. He gets the first, and that'll put him up two.
You know, it's pretty clear. MP is a special, talented player with tremendous upside.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get the second one to drop. Pass to Prosper. Oh, wow! A huge basket to tie the game!
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
And Mark Dagnall has called a timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. There's 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And here's MP from outside. Oh, couldn't sink it, and we're going to overtime. Regulation is ended. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this game. Doncic with it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out there with MP. Then there's Jonathan Kuminga. Then it's Aaron Wiggins. And it's Dunn in at the center position. From deep, MP connects from downtown. MP's got 48.
A very accurate shot by MP. He must have been drilling these since a young age.
And it's Irving missing.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Mavericks trail by 3. Up and in on the layup. Irving's got 31 points.
Love watching Irving do his work in there. Kyrie's so good and crafty in tight.
And yes, another basket.
Once again, he hits the 50-point mark as he continues to be a force of nature this season.
This performance has tied him for third most 50-point games in a season. He just keeps delivering.
That's the decisiveness we talk about with Irving. He's quick and right at it.
Here's MP. Kyrie Irving clears the rebound. It's stolen by Kuminga. Ooh, Kuminga, so deadly at the rim.
Not much resistance from the defense. Easy play that time for him.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. And Dallas making a change here. Artie's checked in. Lively with a screen on MP to take the lead. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. Dunn's got his 16th rebound on the night. Wilson, no good. The Mavericks trailing. Pass to Doncic from the arc. And it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 4th rebound in this one. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
From deep, here's Doncic. The Luka 3, money.
He wants the ball, has a flair for the dramatic, unfazed in big situations.
Just about 2 minutes into the overtime period. What a game. MP drives in. And it's good. He hits another one.
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. The open shot, Doncic. Kuminga pulls it in.
Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
Wilson, no good. And Doncic has got the ball here for Dallas. It's a 3-point game. And that'll be Dallas's ball as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks able to keep the possession. Here's Lively. Second chance effort. Another miss by Doncic.
This has not been his best quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over-anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
Launches a 3. And it's good. Oh, a tremendous 3. We're tied.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. Here's Wilson. To win the game! Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
And so the big win by Oklahoma City in a tight game. It was touch and go there for a while, but in overtime, they caught a second win.
They really did, and it was wild. Everything it took just to get to the extra period, and then their surge at the end. Whew.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Great win tonight, MP.
Yeah, MP.
Hey, what's up for dinner tonight?
I might take home one of the chicken strips from here. I don't know. I was thinking.
Won't those get soggy?
I got an air fryer. Fix them right up.
They talk the talk, but you walk the walk. I hate the Spurs. Make sure you win tonight, or it's a long flight home. MP said he woke up today ready to slay some dragons.
And going through warm-ups, trying to get into a little groove. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports. Right about the middle of the season right now, RJ. When do you think it's most important for a team to be hitting its stride?
Finding its stride at any part of the year is great. You want that momentum, but the goal is to start to peak right before the playoffs so you have a great stretch when it counts most.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Wilson. Then there's Dunn. Then it's Wiggins. And it's Kuminga in at the small forward position. Here's Johnson. Pass to Castle. Here's Lewis. It's hauled in by Dunn. Wiggins with it to the wing on the left. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And here's MP for three. And no good that time. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Spurs. Pass to Lewis. Here's Wembanyama. Dunn covering. Offensive rebound. On the wing, Johnson. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Richard, one thing is for sure with these Spurs, a lot of top free agents have got to be looking at him now as a destination.
It doesn't take a lot of skill to see that Wemby is a different type of player. And look, if you are a free agent, that's the player that you want to look at to say, hey, can I team up with him and go on a string of championships?
The shot's good.
Hey, they've broken the seal. 3 misses to start, but now they're in business.
Wilson the pass to Wiggins. Now, here's MP. Defense is right there. On the wing, MP. 4 on the clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Wilson's got his second bucket of the night.
That is a play that is beyond his years. MP takes the contact and still gets it to fall.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Back to Kuminga, inside. Here's the three. Rebound, San Antonio. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
Now, here's Johnson. Wembanyama, a screen on Kuminga. Johnson against Kuminga. Johnson's shot is off.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
MP, no good. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for San Antonio. They trail by 3. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. MP in the last game against Dallas played phenomenal. He dropped in 55 points, and as his team has come to expect, he was a major factor from deep. It was incredible watching him dominate like that, showing why he's considered a star in this league. Guys?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that
look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Thunder.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And something else that I liked is how they attack the paint, finding ways to get inside and capitalize time and time again.
They've got Dante DiVincenzo. Evan Vassell out there with Bol Bol. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. And it's Branham in at the shooting guard. That's the San Antonio 5. MP MP finishes inside.
Embracing the physicality, MP is unhindered by the aggressive D inside.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Vassell now atop the key. He was all alone on that one.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
MP, that's for two. Brenham pulls it in.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Bull. And the three off target.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
He's been off. Still, they're up, so not all is lost.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Carries it down low. DiVincenzo's got 5.
And that's why you don't let them get positioned deep in the post.
And they need better team defense. How about your man in the post? It takes multiple guys to stop him.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
DiVincenzo against Wilson. Here's Dort. A three-pointer, no good. Spurs trail by 8. Branham, the pass to Vassell. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter, with about 3 minutes gone by, Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. MP kicks to Dort. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to MP. Charity stripe shot. Rebounded by the Spurs.
I think the defense will live with him taking mid-range jumpers, but maybe just a little bit more resistance.
And a wide-open look for Wembanyama. No good on the three. Oklahoma City leading by 8. Now, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Wembanyama. Johnson comes in for Bull. Castles checked in for Devin Vassell. And Lewis subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Donnie's checked in for Roy. Wiggins comes in for Dort. Kuminga's come in for Cason Wallace. And Topic is subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game. And you talk about building a legacy. That's MP's mindset, not just for himself, but for this team.
Pass to Branham. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Branham's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside, Kuminga. And here's MP for 3. Branham pulls it in. Branham's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the rejection by MP. Lewis gets the bucket.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Yeah, you think you got to stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work on the glass. You literally practice that every day.
The 3 from MP. MP, the triple is down the hatch.
This gives you an idea of MP's potential. It shows the type of scorer he can become.
Now Lewis, taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Down low. Johnson inside. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Cancel. And it's San Antonio with another.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
And so it's Oklahoma City bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
take a look at the Spurs, still half the season remaining, and they're still making moves, climbing up the rankings, and still.
All right, looking back now at that first half, a bit of a hill to climb for the Spurs.
I can't see what they're trying to.
Thanks for spending halftime.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. Analytics or the eye test, the optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Here's who Mark Daigneault is going to put out there to start the second half. We've got Jonathan Kuminga. Dunn is out there with Aaron Wiggins. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's MP in at the 2. Pass to Sochan. Outside for Lewis. Off target with his 3. The Thunder leading by 7. MP with the bounce pass. It's tipped. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here's Castle. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Devin Vassell.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to. You know, MP starting to look good there from the mid-range.
I'll tell you, Richard, you watch Jeremy Sochan, he can really do it all.
Yeah, power forward by trade, who's even played point guard at times. He's a great defender and a team player. He's the kind of guy you win with.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
On the wing, Wiggins. MP with it. 18 points for him. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Top of the key.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting one of the past 4 shots to fall.
Sochan finds Wembanyama. Back to Sochan. To the inside. Here's Castle. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's MP. A rebound by the Spurs.
And they have started out this quarter shooting just 20%. Let's just say this is not the way they wanted to open the second half.
A shot by Johnson, no good.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you should miss.
And here's MP for 3. A rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Castle. A 3-pointer is right on target. Castle's got 10 points in the quarter.
Look, they are in front right now because of him. He keeps draining these shots at a ridiculous clip.
And here's MP for 3. Sinks the triple.
After a tremendous first quarter, 3 trays, he's put in another.
Pass to Lewis. 1:53 left in the third. Castle misses. And so MP will bring it up for the Thunder. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Now Wembanyama. Lewis outside. Here's Sochan. And it's off from 3-point range. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pass to Lewis. Here's Castle. Sinks the 3-pointer. Castle's got 13 points in the second half.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
is called by Greg Popovich. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. They've got Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell out there with Lewis, and it's Branham in at the shooting guard position. That's the San Antonio 5.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The first free throw is good, and Oklahoma City making a change here. Roy's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see him miss.
And here's MP for 3. Here's Wallace. And that one, good. Wallace has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Stayed with it, and his effort is rewarded with the second chance bucket.
To tie it up. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 6th rebound on the night. The drive by MP. That one goes. Count it.
Oh, power move by MP. Could have been an and one there.
Vassell against Wallace. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Wembanyama, a screen. Good on the triple.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
And the Thunder with some changes. Donnie's checked in for Roy. Wiggins comes in for Dort. And it's Jonathan Kuminga in for Cason Wallace.
And another one. That's 5 total threes on the night from him so far.
Lewis outside. The 3 from Johnson. It's hauled in by Dunn. Dunn's got 7 rebounds in the game. MP finds Dunn. Over in the corner, Kuminga. Wiggins passes to Wilson. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Dunn. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Spurs trail by 5. Johnson outside. Pass to Sohan. Those 3-pointers off the mark. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Wilson. Wembanyama with the rebound.
Normally he drains that.
9 feet out. It's rebounded by Kuminga. Kuminga's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Wiggins passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Dunn. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. And the Thunder lead by 7.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
And if I were them, I'd start thinking about where I'm going to get food after the game because this one looks a bit out of reach.
Oklahoma City's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. The 3 from MP. A rebound by the Spurs. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball game.
And they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
There's 38 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
How about the vision by Wembanyama there? Always looking to get teammates involved.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
4th personal foul. First team.
35 seconds left in the 4th. Wiggins with it. Out guarded by Wembanyama. Left side, Kuminga. So they foul intentionally.
Keldon Johnson. First personal foul. Second team.
Drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
From Oklahoma City. Jonathan Kuminga.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
And he just garnered a little bit more insurance there. Very confident as he's able to go up and knock those down.
Here's Lewis. Wembanyama finds Sohan. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Here's MP. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
What heart by MP going through contact there and converting.
And the free throw, no good. So we see the Thunder get the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was...
That's what I'm talking about.